Broadcasting from Park Avenue West, you're watching WMFD Television, Channel 68.
This program discusses sensitive mental health issues, including suicide. Viewer discretion is advised.
Maybe an hour after we got the message that we lost Danny, Danny's sister said to us, we were all crying, and she says, "What do we do? What do we tell people?" And I'm like, "Baby, we got to tell them the truth. This is nothing that can be hidden, because otherwise the suicide will win."
We're not mental health professionals. It's just something that happened to our family. We direct people other places. And most important of all, I think, don't quit. Keep fighting. Keep living. Things will get better.
Good evening and welcome to Sparking the Conversation. We're Jeff and Donna Heck, and we're part of 33 Forever. We're so excited to be able to bring you weekly half-hour messages, stories, and resources surrounding mental health topics and their challenges. Now, our show's purpose and hope is to provide both information and inspiration, making conversations about mental health the norm.
Jessica Berry is our guest tonight, and she's sharing her own personal journey. Jess is very special to us for many reasons. One of them is that she recently has joined the 33 Forever family as our administrator. She is a graduate of Ohio University's Scripps School of Journalism, and listen to this, she's worked with NBC on the Today Show. She's also been at Vancouver Olympic Winter Games, as well as product development for Macy's in New York City. She's a super busy mom, wife, has two wonderful little children, and Jessica, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad to be here tonight.
We're excited to have you.
We are, and it's our 50th show, we were informed. So we should have brought balloons and pizza for this.
I know, to celebrate. That's so exciting.
It is exciting.
It
yes.
is.
So we wanted to get you in tonight because you have your own story, and you reached out to us sort of early on in the 33 Forever existence, and it was very touching to us, very important, because we have some history. Jessica's been a friend of our family literally since she was in, I think, pre-kindergarten, right? A long time. And now she's turned into an amazing mom, professional wife, resident of Lexington now, and we're happy to have you here. So tell us just a little bit, if you would, about just a little bit of your background, just so the audience kind of knows where you came from.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm born and raised here in Mansfield, Ohio. I went to OU for college, as Donna said. Did a little bit of travel and work in New York City. My husband, Justin, he's actually from the area as well. High school sweetheart. So he followed me to New York City. It's very sweet. And then, when we started to have children, we said we really want to be home. That's where we want to be. So we came back to Ohio when my daughter was born, Claire, in 2016. And then we were back in Lexington in 2018 when my son James was born. So we're really happy to be back and, part of the community here.
It's great to have you. And when you reached out to us, actually the first time when you reached out to us, it was talking a little bit about us sparking a mental health journey for yourself. Can you share just a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I remember writing you that.
Yep.
I think it took me a long time to reach out to you, which I felt awful about, after Danny's passing. But I just followed the journey, from 33 Forever's inception. And it was around Christmas time that I finally kind of had processed everything. And I remember I wished you a Merry Christmas and told you how much, what you were doing was impacting me in my life. I think my mental health was something I had always struggled with in my life, but couldn't really put a name to it. And so it wasn't until I started following 33 Forever that I realized, this might be something bigger. It's not just, brush it off, or you're having a bad day or a bad week or a bad month. I got into some really challenging times, and I felt incredibly blessed that your organization came to me at a time when I really needed it most in my life.
Well, let's actually even talk about that, but before we get to there, let's talk kind of about your background, because you're obviously, with the introduction we did, you're a very successful person, you're a very driven person, I know, and we know you are, and we're blessed now that you're working with 33 Forever, so
Absolutely.
that's just been incredible already. But you know, you told us as we were kind of preparing for today that you had, without exactly recognizing what was going on, that you had some struggles even earlier on in your life as even maybe, I don't know, what, a teenager, maybe even earlier.
Yeah, I think some of my earliest times that I know for sure now, looking back, were in high school. My grandmother passed away between my junior and senior year of high school, and that was a really difficult time for me. And I really struggled for, a couple of years after that, and actually ended up developing an eating disorder. I think, it manifested because I just didn't even know how to deal with those emotions at the time, didn't know what to do with it. And, again, just thought, oh, this is a rough period in my life.
Yeah. Well, what you had even said to us is you're always so positive. You look on the bright side, and it's like, okay, my grief is real, but this is going to pass.
Yeah. Or, someone else has it worse. My life's not that bad. This, just, keep trudging through it. Yeah. Look on the bright side. Look at the positives. Just try to work through it. And, it just got to a point where it was taking a toll on me mentally, physically. It was really affecting all of my relationships at the time. And so it was a friend of mine who, really helped bring everything to light at the time. I still didn't really identify it as like struggling with my mental health.
Just thought you were having a tough time.
Yeah.
So we've got to take our first break, and your story is important, and we want to hear a lot more of it, but we're going to do that when we come back right here on Sparking the Conversation.
Catalyst Life Services, a comprehensive behavioral health organization, has been serving the community for 70 years. Our wide array of wraparound services and our ability to treat the whole person is what sets us apart. It's everything you need in one place: mental health, crisis, detox and addiction services, case management, and peer recovery support. We even offer vocational programming to get you back to work. Catalyst Life Services. Call today and get the help you need.
Does shopping for bladder control products have you feeling like you need someone to be on the lookout for you? Now you have your privacy back. We're HDIS, and we home deliver bladder control products directly to you. We're always on the lookout for you. You get free shipping in plain, unmarked boxes. So your private matters, stay private. We understand how you feel. For over 35 years, we've delivered bladder control products to millions of Americans, just like you. You don't have to worry about incontinence any longer. Call now for your free product sample pack and over $45 in money-saving coupons. At HDIS, we're always in stock. We carry all brands in hundreds of styles and sizes. You'll be sure to get what you need, guaranteed.
For your free sample pack with your free catalog and $45 in money-saving coupons and free product samples, call 800-905-9814. That's 800-905-9814.
This program discusses sensitive mental health issues, including suicide. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation. We're having a great chat with Jessica Berry, our administrator at 33 Forever. And Jess, you were telling us a very serious and sensitive part of your life right before you went to college, and not realizing what the quote-unquote face of depression was for you.
Yeah, so, I had known a lot of people growing up, or heard a lot of stories about people who had mental health issues. But I think I had a certain picture of what it looked like. So, when I went to college, I did undergo some counseling there on campus. But I never really connected it with a mental health issue because I just thought that it looked a certain way. And that's what I've learned now, is that that's just not true. Everyone has their own version, their own story. It looks so different and presents itself so differently. So even at that time when I, sought that counseling, it only got me so far because I really never got to the root of what was going on.
So when did kind of things start to develop? You get through college, you go on with your very, big career. I mean, you were in New York City doing big professional career. And so how did things progress for you?
I think there were times when everything was really great, and then there were times where they weren't, and I just thought, that's life. That's the way it goes. Sometimes it's really hard, and I didn't really think that my story looked any different, that it was just kind of natural. And then it really wasn't until I had my son in 2018. He was my second child. And I just really started to struggle. At first I thought, maybe it's postpartum depression with the hormones and everything. And then again, it was just a few months after he was born that You Lost Danny.
Okay.
And 33 Forever started. And I watched all of the videos that people shared. I read all of the information you put out there, and I just really started to identify with a lot of those things. And I thought it was like a light bulb went off for me, and I just realized maybe I'm dealing with something bigger than I ever could have imagined. So that was when I really sought help for it.
That's, a lot of what you're saying reminds me of Danny's smiling depression, that you just, on the outside, everything's good. We talked about another professional in Cleveland, Holly Strano, same thing. I can see that with you. And how did it feel to go ahead and get help? Did you realize that there was going to be, what did you think it would be? I think that's one of the hardest parts, because you think, where do I even start? Who? And again, for me, because I do think I just always masked it with a smile, or, who do I even share this with first? I didn't want to sound like I was trying to get attention, or like I was trying to be dramatic, because I think, unfortunately, that's what people think sometimes, or that I felt sorry for myself. I just knew I really, truly needed help to be the mother, the wife, the friend, the person I wanted to be. And so, I opened up to my family first, and I was so fortunate that they were so responsive and supportive. And then honestly, it was your material, that I read, because I thought, where do I go? Who do I start with? Do I have to find my own counselor? What doctor would I go to? So for myself, I ended up going to my OB. That's the doctor I had the most recent, strongest relationship with due to the birth of my son. So I went to him and said, is this postpartum? What do you think? And he said, I think that it's been so long now that I do think you're struggling with something bigger. And it felt like this weight had been lifted off my shoulders.
Sharing it with somebody.
Yes.
I honestly, the tears just started flowing, because it was such a relief to have someone tell me, after telling them how I was feeling, that it was real, that it was valid, and that, we could do something about it, that they wanted to help me. So he actually got me in contact with one of the counseling centers, Life Steps, here in town, and I was able to find a counselor. I felt very fortunate because, it's not, I don't think you always mesh with that first person that you talk to. I had that experience in college, but this time I was just paired up with someone that I was so comfortable with. It was like talking to a friend.
That's wonderful.
So,
what you have just shared with us right now with our audience is going to help so many people. And you're so kind in putting it to 33 that we had, information for you. I mean, we just put it out there so people can find something, but it just is such an encouragement that you looked and you got validated for what was going on.
Well, and I think that your message is really important, Jess, and that is that, first of all, talk to your family, talk to your loved ones, let them know what's going on with you, and then find somebody to share that, what feels like a burden to you, because and good for your OB for doing what he did and giving you the support and the encouragement and the reference to somebody who could really do something to help. So good for that. We're going to take another break. We're to that point, but we're going to come back in just a couple of minutes with Jess Berry here on Sparking the Conversation.
The need for mental health and addiction services is rising. Life is getting harder. Our day-to-day living situation can be difficult to handle at times, and the pandemic certainly is not helping. Catalyst Life Services has a mental health and addiction urgent care available for all ages. Get the care you need when you need it and without an appointment. If you're facing the challenges of addiction or mental illness, know you can find help at Catalyst Urgent Care. It's the help you need when you need it the most.
Uh-oh, you heard a screech outside at night, but you can't see what it is because there's not enough light. You need the Bionic Floodlight from Bell & Howell, the solar-powered motion-activated multi-directional floodlight that showers a super span of light. Simply stake it in the yard or mount it anywhere around your home. The onboard solar panel absorbs the sun all day to energize a flood of light at night. No wires or installation frustration. Place them in the ground to illuminate walkways and entryways, or mount it to keep unwanted critters away. Adjust the panels to light your deck and your food on the grill at the same time. Add light by the hot tub or pool. Host the nighttime neighborhood hoops games and enjoy the great outdoors at night. And right now, it's yours for just $29.99, and the shipping is free. Order now and we'll send a second Bionic Floodlight. Just pay a separate fee. And when you call, ask about the contractor's discount on the 4-light family pack. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-257-5224. That's 1-800-257-5224, or order online at bionicfloodlight.com.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation. We're here with Jess Berry, and she's sharing with us her very, very special, really important story, Jess, about your own journey through the mental health space, if you will. And I think you were talking about how you went, you got treatment, you got good support from your family, from your primary care doctor, and then went and got some help. But tell us how that journey's been since.
Yeah, so, it felt so wonderful to get that support, get that help. Started counseling, it started medication, and, it just made all the difference in the world. And then, unfortunately, with the pandemic, I think we're still seeing those effects now, but it really set me back. It was just such an isolating time, and just produced so much extra anxiety within me. I really struggle with both anxiety and depression. They really go hand in hand for me. And so it was just a really hard time. And I think it was then that I realized, treating my mental health it's not a destination, it's a journey. There's going to be times with ebbs and flows, and so I sought extra counseling sessions. I upped my medication for a while, and that's okay. Just like with any physical ailment, you treat your illness for where you're at.
Absolutely. That is such a great way to put that it's not a destination with mental health, just like your physical health. You said that, it comes and it goes. The one thing, too, is feelings don't last forever. Did you feel like you had more power this time because of the knowledge of what you had gone through?
I absolutely did. With my counseling, too, I think I had so many more tools in my toolbox to know how to deal with those emotions, those thoughts as they came to me, because it can be so overwhelming, that you feel like you're never going to get to the other side of it. You don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. And so, having those tools, it was really helpful to be able to think to myself, you can do that. Like, you're going to get through this. This won't last forever.
I think that's an important message, which is that it's scary to go through some of these feelings, and feelings like maybe you're not completely in control when you're, like me, I like to be in control, okay? And most of us...
I'm a bit of a control freak myself, so I get that.
But anyway, it's hard to feel that way, but when you know there are things that can help that feeling, like you're talking about, so important, and obviously that's what you found.
Yeah, and so, I just hope now for the rest of, my life, wherever the journey takes me, I can remember that, that there's going to be ups and downs still, but try to reflect back on those times when I felt like I was at my lowest and I still made it to the other side.
Yeah, getting through the moments.
Yeah.
Do you have any words of hope for our audience and our listeners?
Yeah, just remember that there is that hope. Sometimes it's even just moment to moment, just thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this? Just breathe. Just, try to rework those thoughts. They are completely valid and they're hard. But if you can get through that moment, you can make it to the other side, and it will get better. It will.
Well, and congratulations on that part of the journey, because I think half of the time knowing what to do next and recognizing that there is an option, there is hope, there are things you can do to help yourself, that's the biggest part with any physical health, mental health issue. Because they're the same thing, right? We know the brain is part of the body, even though sometimes we forget that, and it's got to both be healthy. Otherwise, we're not healthy people.
Exactly.
Yeah, so good for you, and that's, an incredible message, and I think a really important story tonight.
It really is. You've given, like I said, hope to so many people, and just know if you are struggling with an issue and you just can't seem to get out of it, people second guess themselves. I think you probably did.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
And, it was then that I thought, even in my moment of weakness, reach out to somebody. Don't feel like a burden. Don't let yourself do that. You're not. People care. They will respond in ways you never could have imagined. So, be strong, be brave, and reach out.
Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to be vulnerable, right? And I think that's part of this message too, which is really important.
Yep, just asking for help.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you, Jess, for being with us, for sharing your story. We appreciate it.
Thanks for being part of our team too. We appreciate you every single day.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here, and I just hope, it can help others. That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
That is. Well, stay with us. We're going to be back with our memory moment shortly after these messages.
If he only knew
how much we would miss him
and how many lives she impacted just by being here.
I wish I had understood that the behaviors I was witnessing actually were warning signs.
I wish she had known there were other options.
The hard work you put in now will pay off.
You don't really know what you're going to be in the future. You could be the next doctor, the next psychiatrist that helps those children understand their mental health issues.
The same as usual can always be updated. Or should I say, chilled. It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
Chill with the Mickey D's frozen drink, like the refreshing new Minute Maid Tropical Mango Slushie.
Seniors, are you aware that you could pay less for your car insurance?
Seniors can save money on their car insurance.
You might save a little, you might save a lot.
Maybe hundreds of dollars a year.
You might save 5% a year, maybe 10%, 15%, or even more.
That's a lot of money. So call right now and find out just how much money you might be able to save.
1-800-233-1677. 1-800-233-1677.
Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation. This is the part of our show we call the Memory Moment, and obviously there's a theme here tonight.
There is. Now, the glasses, if you recall at the very beginning last year, one of our first episodes, we wore glasses, sunglasses, because sunglasses was Danielle's complete 100% accessory. She had a drawer or two filled.
Or three.
Yeah, filled with sunglasses.
Yeah, a lot.
So, hence sunglasses.
And they weren't plastic.
No. Yeah, there were a few names I never heard of,
Yeah,
but
they were,
you know what? That's okay. So why we have these on is because we are going to be giving these away this coming Saturday.
Yep. So this coming Saturday, if you don't already know this, it's our second annual Mental Health Birthday Walk. And it's Mental Health Awareness Month, as you guys probably know, I hope you know. And we are having a walk in downtown Mansfield to celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month and to celebrate Danielle's birthday month, which is also the month of May.
Yeah, it is. And we just thought that if you haven't gone onto our website or on Facebook, check out the event page, sign up, because the money that you are donating goes to a great fund for this month that we're putting all our donations to Akron Children's Hospital's behavioral health unit. They're going to be building in Mansfield.
A standalone behavioral health unit.
Incredible.
It's going to be incredible,
It
really
really is.
exciting. It's going to be such a great addition to the mental health world in our community, and very, very important that we take care of our kids early and often.
Absolutely.
Right?
And we're going to have balloons, gentlemen there. We're going to have a magician, pizza, a fun walk. Just come, bring the family, the dog, and
carousel rides.
You can wear the sunglasses.
Yep, you can. It's just a fun walk. It's not a race. It's 2 miles or 3.3. You know we like threes. So 3.3 kilometers around downtown Mansfield. We're looking for a great day. It's going to be a lot of fun. We had a couple hundred people out last year. We're looking for even more.
Yes.
So if you haven't signed up yet, haven't gotten registered, it's not very expensive. Get on our website, get on our Facebook page, and get registered. Come out and see us Saturday, okay?
And if we haven't met you, please introduce yourself to us, because we'd love to know you, and we appreciate all your support. But I think that's all for tonight.
That's it.
All right, thanks. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.